Chantell Gardner, better known as Channy B, had big dreams of becoming the next breakout rap star from Indianapolis. She truly believed she was destined for hip-hop greatness, despite her nursery rhyme level bars and struggle flows that made even the most tone-deaf listeners cringe. Still, she was a local name, appearing in self-funded music videos and popping up in her friends' projects.
This big shanty and them hoes do not like that. They think I'm Jordan, mother, how I'm coming on that mic check. Don't check for me if ain't no check for me, and I know not check. Fuck a snack, cause I'm the recipe, I'm really like that. I be Addy in my Addy, while you out here catching bodies. Bitches bank accounts on E, I be like, whoa, keep it savvy. These hoes couldn't stop me, even on my worst day. I keep that cake up in my pockets every day, my birthday. I put my neck on chill, put my wrist on freeze, put the deuces on the whip, and you know I keep them clean. I just came back on the scene like I never took a break. Bitches think I'm selling pussy, niggas think I'm pushing weight. Let a nigga take my face, that ain't in my DNA. Half you bitches did some scrubs and I ain't talking CNA. I just made another dub, damn near do a G a day. Half you bitches need a hug, but that's a whole nother A. When you pay me for a feature, wanna do the video, I hate to let you niggas know that that's a whole nother pay. They tried to count me out, evidently couldn't count, cause I emerged from the drought and made a whole nother way.
On the surface, Gardner seemed to have it all together, working 2 jobs, raising 2 kids, and chasing a rap career at night. To outsiders, she looked like a superwoman, juggling it all with ease. But beneath the carefully curated illusion, the reality was much uglier. Channy B wasn't the devoted mother she portrayed. She was a deadbeat masquerading as a boss chick, abandoning her 2 small children in a filth-ridden, heatless, rodent-infested home while she played house at her boyfriend's place. She wasn't a struggling single mom. She was a mom who chose to live like she had no kids at all. While she was cuddled up, her babies were left alone, defenseless in a pigsty, neglected by the one person who was supposed to protect them. But her reckless decision to abandon them didn't just make her a failure as a parent. It set the stage for a nightmare she couldn't escape. Reality came crashing down in the most horrifying way possible when Chantell finally returned to the squalor she had left her children in, only to find her daughter dead. The innocent life she had been too busy to care for was gone, stolen by the very neglect she had inflicted. A mother who saw her children as obstacles instead of blessings, who thought she could live a child-free life while still collecting sympathy as a struggling single mom, was now forced to face the ultimate consequence of her selfishness. There are bad mothers, and then there are mothers like Channy B, women who actively choose to abandon their own flesh and blood while they chase the life they wish they had. She didn't just fail her kids, she doomed them. And for what? To shack up with some man? To pursue a rap career that was never going anywhere? To live like she was single while her babies suffered? Whatever twisted justifications she made for herself, none of them changed the fact that her daughter's death is her fault. Parenting isn't optional, and neither is accountability. While her supporters may try to paint her as a struggling mother doing her best, the truth is simple. Her best was neglect, and her negligence killed her child. Now, instead of chasing a rap dream, Channy B will be facing the harshest reality of all, a lifetime of knowing that her selfishness ended in tragedy. The streets she wanted to impress won't save her. The boyfriend whose house she shacked up in won't erase what happened. The music she thought would make her famous, it's nothing compared to the notoriety she's about to receive. Chantell Gardner wanted to be a star. Well, now she's made headlines, but for all the wrong reasons. Welcome to the American Crime Femicide channel. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for future uploads.
She like it slow and easy, that's the way she rollin' when we fucking beat her back in. That slide in, she love it when we fucking pussy wet like the ocean. So I'm cruising when we fucking, she want it slow and easy. Come on girl, don't tease me, I just can't get enough.
Channy B, really thought she could have it all. A rapper's dream, a man's attention, and kids she could treat like a part-time hobby. In her delusional world, swinging by her disgusting, rodent-infested apartment once a day, if that, dropping off a sad little meal, and then vanishing into the night to play girlfriend was enough to make her a mother. But reality came knocking in the most tragic way when her secret was exposed, and all of Indianapolis got a front row seat to the horrifying conditions she left her children in. The Mother of the Year candidate, whose rap career was about as promising as her parenting, started this cycle of abandonment around October 2024. It started small, leaving the kids inside while she ran to meet up with Brian, her boyfriend, in the parking lot. Then it escalated, quick errands to pick up chicken wings or some fast food. But before long, the place got so filthy, even she couldn't stand it. And rather than, cleaning up or taking care of her kids, she decided it was easier to just stop going home at all. That's right, folks. This woman stopped living in her own apartment because it smelled too bad. Imagine knowing your children are literally marinating in filth, and instead of fixing it, you just leave? For months, this woman, who claimed she was doing her best as a mother, was actually living it up at Thomas' house, treating herself to nights out, while her little ones were left to fend for themselves in what police later described as a biohazard. The place was unlivable. Feces smeared across the walls, food rotting, trash piling up, and urine soaking into everything. And still, Gardner continued her routine, swing by once in a while with some chicken nuggets, maybe a Gatorade, and then back to living her carefree life. Because in her mind, YouTube was the babysitter and Ms. Rachel was doing the heavy lifting. Then January 25th rolled around. After weeks of abandonment, the day came when even Gardner couldn't ignore what she had done. She called the police, screaming about Skylar being unresponsive under a dresser. When paramedics arrived, they were met with a scene out of a horror movie. The place was so unsanitary, officers had to tread carefully to avoid stepping in human waste. They found Skylar cold to the touch, long gone. And when they examined her, the truth was even worse than anyone could have imagined. She had a rat bite on her neck, frostbite on her hands and feet, and bruises covering her tiny frame. The autopsy later revealed hair and feces inside her stomach, meaning she had resorted to eating whatever she could find just to survive. And what was Gardner's excuse? She denied everything, claimed she was just overwhelmed, said she had planned to take care of them, but just couldn't deal with the smell. And Brian? Well, suddenly, Mr. Thomas, who had no problem being her full-time boyfriend while she played single and free, jumped online to do damage control. After the public dragged him to Phil, he ran to Facebook to post a long, rambling, barely readable excuse, desperately trying to clear his name, writing, "So here are the facts. I've known Chaney for years from the music scene. We never had a romantic relationship until she was in the process of getting divorced. No, we weren't in a relationship. She was involved with someone else at the time until he got locked up. I'm not going to say his name and put him in it. Yes, we spent time together occasionally, and we started hanging out more frequently around July, close to when we filmed that video. I never claimed I only knew her for 3 months or whatever people are saying. I had met her kids, and anyone who knows me knows that I spoil any child who is around me. When the truth comes out, people will realize how wrong they were. I hadn't been over to her place in months. She even told the detective that because she was embarrassed about the condition of the house, which I never knew about. She was working both of her jobs Monday through Friday, and I literally didn't see her until after 7 p.m. on those days. People are saying she was at my house all day, every day, for 7 days straight, but that's simply not the case. She told people her kids were either with another person or at daycare when anyone asked, so why would I question it? If she told me she was dropping off food to her friend or stepdaughter for the kids, why would I assume otherwise? Once again, she was giving different stories to different people. If the situation was as bad as people are saying, I would have paid for daycare myself. But from what I observed, everything seemed fine. The kids seemed safe whenever I saw them. There were no visible bruises or anything concerning. I didn't ask every single day where they were because, again, she had told me they were with someone she trusted. When I say she came over once a week, sometimes she would just stop by and leave immediately. It's not like she was staying over all the time. So people need to stop claiming she was at my house 24/7. If she spent the night, she was gone by 7 a.m. and didn't come back until later that night. She used to talk about postpartum depression, but I don't have kids, so I didn't fully understand how serious that was until recently. People can continue chasing likes and comments for their social media clout, but when they show pictures of the baby in the house, even a grown person couldn't have lived there. So why would I have known about the conditions and not said anything? I've literally seen messages people sent me of conversations with her child's father, and even then she lied. She called me upset, saying he was making false accusations against her because he still wanted to be with her. In reality, it was her pushing the issue, trying to make it seem like people were just bullying her. And to be clear, she never came around me smelling bad. I don't associate with people who have bad hygiene. I'm not like the people some of y'all deal with. Lastly, for those making threats or saying they plan to do something, be mindful and stay blessed. Just to be clear, he wants the public to know. He never knew the kids were being neglected. He only saw them a few times a month, and he didn't think to ask where they were every single day while their mother lay in his bed, 5 days a week. Sir, you're either dumb, blind, or just as guilty. As if that wasn't pathetic enough, he doubled down and released jail calls between him and Gardner, thinking this would somehow prove his innocence.
I want you to feel like I was rushing shit, but in a way I was like rushing shit, you feel me, so I could get them in a better environment. Because I knew that environment wasn't safe or clean for them.
But you know, anyway, even when I did see the babies, like, you know for a fact, like, even if that was the case, when you was spending the night over here, like, you could have brought them. You could have brought them, nigga. If anything, you know, if push came to shove, I would have paid for daycare.
You already had a lot on your plate.
It don't matter, though. Them babies come before the bullshit I got going on. I would rather have paid to put them in daycare than figure it out like this. You said what?
I said I didn't want to be a burden.
But still, though, sweetheart, you gotta, you had to move a little bit different, like.
I know. When I talked to the detective, I'm like, I don't know why they keep including you. When I told TT, I told him, I said, I don't know why they keep including him. I said, had I not, called him to come get seen, like, he wouldn't even be a part of this shit.
I mean, I get that. You feel me? Like, somebody need to be there for Saint, but they, you know, it's these motherfuckers on social media, and it's this motherfucker sending me shit like, this nigga knew, how could this nigga just clearly let her lay up over there knowing that the kid is over there? I'm like, nigga, she know for a fact I would have got on her motherfucking ass if, nigga, that was the motherfucking case. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I'm mad at you, because you know you could have fucking told me this shit. You know you could have told me this shit.
I was embarrassed. Like, I was trying to make it like I had shit together, like I thought I had shit together. I really thought I had shit together. Like, I was trying to get shit together. Like, there wasn't a point in time. Like, I know there'd be times where you would ask and you'd be like, you okay?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you recall, like, but like that going down, you was like, you okay? And that's the shit that was on my mental when you was asking.
When I was asking you, was you okay?
Yeah. I'd be like, I'm alright, I'm cool. Or like the day when you had ordered the food, and I was like, fuck, best friend just texted me about the Pampers.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, I had a moment right there. I was like, fuck, I need to go check on them like that. And that was just me going to go check on them. Type shit, you feel me? Like, because I knew, like, it needed to get back to, you feel me, like, but my goal was to get shit together. Like I told them, like she said she seen the cleaning supplies, but like I told her like that Thursday, but she was trying to be an asshole, but she was like, well, how do I know those weren't for Brian's house? And I'm like, Brian and his brother cleaned their own house. You feel me? Like, wow. And if it was for Brian, why wouldn't I just take it to his house?
Exactly.
Like that shit. I was trying to get that shit together. I told her to look through my text messages where me and best friend was texting, and I asked for the pediatrician phone number. Look through my call records where I was calling Dr. Fisher to make appointments with Skyler. And then that's when I went in the room and I seen her and I picked her up. And I took her. I had just bought some Gatorade. I was trying to get her to drink Gatorade because like her eyes was like they was like still rolling. So I'm like, maybe she's still. You feel me?
Yeah.
And after I had called you to tell you to come get St. So I brought her to the hospital. I had called 911 and they told me to give her CPR. But I just couldn't. I couldn't.
Yeah.
When I heard her.
Yeah.
I just felt like my best bet was getting her to the hospital, but as you saw when I took her outside, because they said it was too late. But I was definitely trying to get shit together for my babies. I didn't want to be a burden on nobody. I didn't know how to ask for help.
You have 1 minute remaining.
I'm already knowing.
All this proved was that Gardner was a manipulative liar, and Brian was too stupid to realize he was being used as an alibi. Meanwhile, Chantell sat in jail, finally admitting what she had done. She knew what would happen if CPS got involved. She knew Skylar and her brother would be taken away if anyone found out. So what did she do? She let them suffer in silence. She admitted that she stopped taking them out in public because they smelled so bad. She admitted that she stopped taking them to the doctor for the same reason. She admitted she stopped showering in the apartment because the filth would stick to her skin. And then came the cherry on top. Chantell, in her twisted little brain, thought she was getting away with it. She was intentional about answering calls from family only when she was actually in the house because she knew they were checking on the kids. This wasn't a case of postpartum depression. This wasn't a case of an overwhelmed single mother needing help. This was a cold, calculated deadbeat who simply did not want to be a mother. Now she's facing a max of 40 years in prison, which, let's be real, isn't even close to enough. Skylar suffered for 2 whole years, and this woman deserves nothing less than to rot behind bars for the rest of her miserable life. And Brian? Well, he's on the run now, but his arrest warrant is waiting for him. His little Facebook rant didn't clear his name, and his poorly planned jail call stunt just made him look dumber. Skylar never even had a chance. Her own mother, her protector, failed her in every single way possible. And now her father, who was blocked from seeing his kids, has to live with the knowledge that his daughter died alone in filth. There are no excuses for this. No redemption for Gardner. No sympathy for Brian. And absolutely no forgetting what happened to Skylar. May this poor baby finally rest in peace, free from the suffering she endured at the hands of the one person who was supposed to love her most. And may the justice system make sure Gardner never sees freedom again.